This is the fourth video for Chapter 8 of the Microsoft Excel 2013 Comprehensive Textbook. And we're in Chapter 8 on page 509. And the first thing we want to do is go to cell A7 in our pivot table, which is the word children here. And there we go. And we want to display the, let's go to our pivot table tools up here, click on Analyze. We want the field list to be visible. We want the pivot chart button. Okay, so let's click on the pivot chart button. And we want a 3D clustered column. So this is 2D. This one right here I think is 3D clustered column. Yes, it is. And so we're going to select that. And then we're going to click on OK. And your worksheet should look pretty much like the one on the top of page 510. And now we're going to change the location at the bottom of page 510 with the chart selected, and I see the handles around it, so the chart is selected. We want to click on the Move Chart button, and so let's go to our Design tab here, click on Move Chart. This is just like it was with ordinary charts, and I want to go to New Sheet, and up here what I want to do is I want to type in total sales pivot chart report and click on OK, and it'll put it on a new sheet for me. And I want to go to the tab color, and I want to make it orange accent too, so right click on that and go to tab color, and let's go to orange accent 2. There we go. And now we're on the third item on the top of page 511, and I want to take average 2014 and average 2015 sales out of the values area. So take the average here and just get rid of it, drag it out, take this one and just get rid of it, drag it and let go, and we're left with this, and this should match the picture that you see on page 511. Now let's go to page 512. I want to click on one of the 2014 numbers. 2014 is the green, so click on one of the 2014 bars, and I will get handles on the entire data series, every one of the green bars. And then I want to right click, and I want to get the shortcut menu, and from the shortcut menu I want to format this data series. And over here on the right side, what I want is I want a cylinder column. So I'm going to make those cylinders, didn't really change too much, but they're now cylinders instead of rectangles or prisms, I guess. Now we're on the top of page 513, tap one of the 2015 ones, and we're going to make them cylinders as well. And then I want to close the Format Data Series. Click on the X over there on the right side. And then I want to click on the Chart Elements button right up here. And I want to add a chart title to it. And there's my chart title. And they say drag to select the text, but you don't have to do that. If you've got the solid line around the text, notice if I click inside it, I get a dotted line. If I click on the edge, I get a solid line. And then you can just type on your feet. And okay, now if you do enter, I think in Excel, I think you have to Alt Enter to get to a new line. And we'll see if that works or not. It works when you're in a cell if you want to go to a new line. So we'll do total sales by department. And I'll do Alt Enter one more time. And 2014 and 2015. And when I hit Enter, it worked. I can do an Alt Enter up there just like I can when I'm in an ordinary spreadsheet cell. Okay, I want to select the chart now. and I want to go to the Pivot Chart Tools Format tab on the ribbon, which is already selected, and I want to click on the More button under Word Art here. The More button is just that little down arrow there. If you pause the mouse, it'll say More. And I want a pattern fill white text to dark upward diagonal shadow, and I think it might be this one. And it is not that one. Let's try this one right here. And that's not the right one either. Let me take a look here for a minute and see if I can find it. Okay, it's this one right here, like they show you on the bottom of page 513. So select that. And it was just applied now to, it's kind of hard to see, but it does look a little different. It was applied to the title here. And let me see. I want to go over here to the chart elements area. And I want to choose back wall. And let's go to shape fill here to shape fill the back wall. And we want gradient. And from the gradients, I want, from the light ones, I want the one from center here. So let's select that. And that will fill in the back walls of the chart. And I'm going to do repeat 6 and 7 after selecting side wall. So let's go back over here and do side wall. And we want a gradient. And we want the same one. And now we should see that over here. And they darken it a little bit because it's turned sideways. Okay. Now let's go to page 516. Number 1. Click the Analyze tab on the ribbon up here at the top. And we want to display the pivot chart fields, which are already displayed. This is the button right here. Turn those on or off. And we want the department checkbox to deselect the department field. Okay. And place a check mark in the sales venue. And add it to the axis area. Which is down here, and now this should match what is in figure 866 on page 516. And now we want to go to the sales pivot table, and because we changed this here, this is what our pivot table now looks like on page 517. So your picture should match what you see at the top of page 517. Okay, we're on number 3 now on page 517. In the pivot table report, which would be this, delete the sales venue field and replace it with the department field. So get rid of sales venue, choose department, make sure it appears down here where you want it. And now we want to go to the chart, and it has changed. What it looked like a minute ago is the picture on page 516, and what it should look like now is the picture on page 517. And mine doesn't yet because department is supposed to go up here above style. Let's drag it up. And now if I compare it with the bottom of page 517, it looks exactly the same. And we want to save the workbook, so we'll just click on the Save button here. And now we're on the top of page 518, and we want to tap the Sales Analysis Figures sheet. So let's go to our Sales Analysis Figures worksheet down here, click on it, and let's go to the Insert tab, and we want to go to cell A3, and we want to go to the pivot chart up here, and click on Pivot Chart and Pivot Table right here. And we want to click the new worksheet, which is already selected, and because we started off in the data, the dancing line is around the correct data, and so go ahead and click on OK, and it just created another pivot table report for us. Now we're on the bottom of page 519. We want to add department and sales, so go over here and click on department, click on sales venue, and add 2014 sales and 2015 sales. Turn that on and turn that on, and because they're numbers, they automatically go down into the values box. That's how Excel decides. If it's a number, it goes in the values box. If it's something else, it goes in the axis box. Okay, so now your worksheet should look like the bottom of page 519, figure 872. And now let's go to page 520, and we want to rename the new sheet as Average Sale by Department. And right now it's sheet 3. I'm just going to double click and type Average Sale by Department. Hit enter, and we're probably going to have us color this one too. No, I don't see him telling us to color it. So we want to close the pivot table or the pivot chart fields task pane, which is this over here, and click the pivot table, which we already have, and we want to go to the Analyze tab, and on the Analyze tab we want Fields, Items, and Sets, which is right here, and we want Calculated Field, and the name of this field is going to be Average 2014 Sale, and the formula is going to be equals and then we want 2014 sales, so double click on it, and then we want to do a slash for division, and then we want units sold 2014, and then we're going to add that, and then we're going to repeat steps 2 and 3 to get a calculated field named Average 2015 Sale. So let's do just change this to 2015 sale, and we should be able to change this, and I think this will probably work. If it doesn't, we'll have to go click on them, but let's try that and click on OK, and it okay. And we want to close the dialog box, and right now we should have the numbers in columns D and E should match what's at the bottom of page 876. So if you look at just check the bottom numbers here. If the total is right, you can assume the other ones are right. And so we got 73.04 and we got 76.05, and so that looks good. And now we're on the top of page 522, and I want to go to the Analyze tab, and I want the field list turned back on again. And I want to turn off the 2014 and 2015 sales. And now what I'm left with is the averages. If necessary, click on cell A3. And we want the Design tab up here. and we want medium 12. So let's go to our medium group down here, and how far out is number 12? 9, 10, 11, 12, and okay, that should look kind of like what we have at the bottom of the page, page 522. We've got a little more formatting to do. Insert 2 blank rows above it, so let's select these 2 rows here, and then right-click and choose Insert from the menu. And our first title is going to be On Your Feet Sneakers, and then average sale, comma, 2014 and 2015. Okay. And then it looks like what we're going to do is we're going to merge and center, and we're going to do a title and a heading too. So let's merge and center here. Select the next one and do a merge and center again. And this is going to be the cell style called title, and this is going to be the cell style called heading 2. Okay, I want to apply the currency number format with 2 decimal places and a $sign to the average fields. And actually, I'm going to do this a different way. I'm just going to select all of them right here and go up and choose currency. And that'll do them all in one step. Change the column widths for B and C to 12. So select them both, right click, go to column width, and right now they're at 21. So type in 12 and wrap and center the field names in these 2 right here. So turn on wrap text, and then let's center them and change the column width for column D to 50. Okay, column width 50, and hide the field headers. Let me see, click on here, and using the field list button, the plus and minus buttons, and the field headers button, hide the field list. So let's do that, and the buttons and the field headers. So let's do that. And now it should match what you see on the bottom of page 522. Now we're at the top of page 523, and we want to select the pivot chart report. I'm sorry, the pivot chart, not the table. And we want to resize it so it goes from D1 to D15. So let's move it up to D1, and then let's bring the bottom of it down to D15 like that. And we want style 12, so that is going to be on the design tab up here, and click on the more button, and there is style number 12, which doesn't seem very easy to read at all. Use the chart quick colors button. And we want color 8 in the monochromatic area, so I'm thinking that's this one right here. That's color 8. And so now everything is purple on black. And we want to add position the legend at the top of the chart. So let's go to our add chart element and go to legend, and let's tell we want up at the top, and then we want to hide the field buttons. So let's go back to here, turn off field buttons, and now this should match. I'm not on row 15 anymore. Let's make it just a little bit taller. And that should match what you see on page 523, and that's the end of pivot table, so that's a good place to stop this video.